All right, so welcome back to the end of Hard Hits for the week three. We take a look at how I did when it came to our projections. Remember, I'm at 7-7 with my projections for week three. It ended up bringing me 11-10. I projected fourth down versus Jeff that fourth down was going to grab the victory. Raquel versus Joel. I projected Joel was going to grab the victory. Elite versus Chris, I projected that Elite was going to grab the victory. Ricky versus Juan, I projected Ricky to grab the victory. Mike versus Luke, I projected Luke with the W. Frank versus Devok, I projected Devok with a W. And then Pop versus Reina, I projected Pop with a W. So that brings me to 11-10 for the week, for the year. When we take a look at week four, fourth down and bitches versus trash season. I think it's going to be a solid matchup. Unfortunately, I think the bye weeks are going to catch up to fourth down and bitches, which means trash season is going to be jumping into week five, sitting at 4-0. That's how I see it. And with that said, trash season 4-0. What more do you have to ask for? You're doing everything right, right? So hopefully there's more respect put on that name. Cooking a little Sutton is going to face up against El Jefe. It's a matchup both teams need to win. And I think this matchup is going to put Cooking a little Sutton back on the map. Had a better showing in week three. El Jefe had a decent performance also in week three. It's just very roller coastery for him. And I think this is where Raquel finally gets back on the map. So she should be sitting in 1-3. We look at M.I. Thielens, who's going to face up against the Elite. I think this might be actually one of his toughest matchups this season for Ricky. And hopefully this is the week that Ricky loses. It will. The Elite will win. We have Limo Wright and Jet Flying, Son of a Gun. That's going to be facing up against Team Boo Boo. This is a no-brainer. Limo Wright and Jet Flying, Son of a Gun will be sitting at 2-2 when this matchup is over with. Mr. Incognito against the Power Game. I think this will be a very good matchup. It could go either way, to be honest with you. But I just think the showing that Luke had in week three should be the week that he finally keeps on showing his dominance. So the Power Game is going to grab this victory. But like I said, it could go either way. I wouldn't be surprised if it does. We do have No Fat Chicks, who's facing up against Speeding Bullets. And I think Speeding Bullets should grab his first win here. And I think it's because Saquon is out. Take advantage of who you're going up against. You don't control who's injured. You don't. And Speeding Bullets, who's been just scrambling it's been rumored if he's going to be trading all of his puzzle pieces, if he's going to sell, or if he's going to continue to buy. And I think this matchup will make things a little bit easier for him moving forward. This league is tons of parity, and I think this matchup is going to make things a little bit even harder for everybody. We're going to take a look at our matchup of the week. We have Bukaki, who's sitting at 2-1, and against Pop, who's also sitting at 2-1. Top two players in this league. The first time that we have we have Pop that's going to be in a matchup of the week 2 times in a row. We have Bukaki, who's projected to go 146.59. Projected to lose to Pop at that 151.17. Definitely very close. When we look at the quarterback play, we have Matt Ryan going up against Lamar Jackson. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm not a Lamar Jackson fan. I think he's overrated. But what Matt Ryan's doing this season, I'm not sold on him either. And Lamar Jackson's turning my head, that's for damn sure. I think Lamar Jackson has the power play here when we look at the quarterback play. We look at the wide receivers. Bukaki has Galladay, he has Lockett, and he has Robinson. Going up against D-Hop, Ridley, and Diggs. I think the bad week from D-Hop really ruined things for Pop last week. I don't think he's going to ruin things for him this week. I do think that Pop's got the advantage when it comes to the wide receivers this week. We look at the running backs. Aaron Jones, Derrick Henry for Pop going up against Zeke and Marlon Mack. I think this is a no-brainer. You know how I feel about Derrick Henry. I don't think Aaron Jones is all that either. And the Mac and Zeke train obviously owns the running backs that Pop has. We look at the tight ends. We got Kelsey and Andrews. It is a little bit concerning because Andrews had an offset game when he finally started him last week. I do give Kelsey the advantage on that one. And defense and special teams is always going to go to Pop, no matter what. With his Bears, with Zerline, and the defensive players that he has, he's always going to have that advantage to me. When I look at the overall matchup, I'm not surprised that it's projected so closely at the 151 and 146. Like I said, I think it can go either way. At the end of the day, who do I think has the better advantage? I think it's the running back play. I think the running back play controls a lot of the play compared to Pop. When we look at Zeke, when we look at Mac, those are game changers. Aaron Jones and Derrick Henry aren't game changers to me. They don't hold much weight to me. We can look at the tight end play, push and shove. It can go push if we wanted it to. I wouldn't be surprised if Bukaki comes out 3-1 after this matchup. Pop was highly acclaimed, preseason ranked number 1. Fell flat against No Fat Chicks. He's got a tough matchup this week. I wouldn't be surprised if he lost, and I'm going to lean towards Bukaki on this one. With that said, we are now going to jump into our highly acclaimed power rankings, which you guys all love to see, our power rankings. So, with number 14, because we go from the top down, number 14 is Team Boo Boo, who is sitting at 1-2, dropping down 2 spots, and his team is looking boo boo. It makes you think, how did this guy fucking win in week 1? 2 straight 83-ish burgers. Number 14, Team Boo Boo. Number 13, we have Speeding Bullets to losses. Speeding Bullets to L's. Another disappointing performance. Good thing for Speeding Bullets, though, is he hasn't made any movement. So he's not doing worse, but he's not doing any better. Number 12 is Cooking a Little Sucking. Jumping up 2 spots. She is sitting at 0-3, but she had a better performance in week 3. Should have grabbed that victory. Didn't. But nothing to be alarmed about. I think if she can grab this victory in week 4, she should be looking at some positive vibes here. Number 11 is Jeff A. Lost the 4th down and bitches in week 3. Sitting at 1-2. I don't know how I feel about this team. No movement made, so no movement is good movement, right? But week 4, you should be looking, should grab a victory. If not, then you're kind of in deep shit. Number 10, we are looking at the Elite, dropping down 4 spots. Preseason highly acclaimed to be in the top 3 overall, but it's just not doing it in the first 3 weeks. You got to get your shit together, or you will be selling. I wouldn't be surprised if you're selling any quicker. Frank sitting at number 9, Mr. Incognito. This was the tough one. He did grab 172 burger, grabbed a victory, sitting at 2-1. But if we look at the rest of the league, I don't think he can compete with the rest of the league. Joke's on me if he can, right? Joke's on me if he can. Number 8 is Limo Riding, Jet Flying, Son of a Gun. No movement also. But with a 165 burger they put down, I look at the points they put out all season long, grabbed that victory in week 2, tough loss in week 1. I think he might have a chance to contend. Week 4 will really be a telling for me. We'll see, right? Number 7 is the power game 2 times. Luke, he jumped up 3 spots. Very convincing win last week against Limo Riding. We'll see where this team really takes him looking into week 4. We don't know if he's a pretender or a contender, but we'll find out after week 4, right? Number 6 is 4th down and bitches. Jumping up 1 spot. It's at 2-1. Didn't face the toughest of the tough opponents. Like I said, but the trouble, I think, really lies Melvin Gordon's coming back. Number 5 is in my Thielens. He dropped a spot. Great. Number 4 is Trash Season, jumping up a spot, sitting at 3-0. Like I said, I don't know how I feel about this team. This team knows how to do things. He's got puzzle. He knows how to draft players. He knows how to pick them up. And he used to say he picked them up a year early. Now he might be picking them up right on time. And in no time, this kid's gonna contend. Number 3 is we have Bukaki dropping down a spot. He did grab the victory. Should have grabbed that L. He should have grabbed that L. There's no question about it. You know it also. But we look at the team overall. On paper, this team's a contender. Pop is dropping down a spot at number 2 with the loss against No Fat Chicks. Very disappointing loss. The Bears team really made your team look a little bit more prettier. You might have some things to be concerned about, especially with your who your opponent is in week 4. Finally, we have No Fat Chicks for the first time grabbing the number 1 spot. Pop's been holding that for all year long. We have No Fat Chicks grabbing that spot, jumping up 2 spots. Great victory against Pop. Now the question is, can he keep this up with Saquon Barkley out? That's going to be the biggest question mark there is. And if he can, he's good to go. If he can't, he's going to be in the middle of the pile. This is Pop's the take. With that said, that is our power rankings this week. We're jumping into week 4. Remember, there is dues to be paid. You know who you are. It's just a couple of them left. And with that said, I'm Connor Joe, and you've just watched Hard Hits.